Good evening, you guys, and welcome back to another episode of Black Hair in the Big Leagues. You guys, I am so excited because my guest today is somebody really special. I have her whole list of credits that I'm about to go into, but like as a person, she is so, I'm already off script. I'm already off the script. I got to meet her about a month ish, maybe more so ago. We did a collaboration with Zotos and I sat in her chair. She did my hair and I don't think she's not black, but she has curls of her own, and doing my hair, she had no qualms at all. She was so confident. She put me at ease, and the most important thing is that I left looking the bomb with my hair health still intact. Okay, so let me give you a little rundown of who she is. Let's see here. She's been in the business for over 10 years. She's California based, but travels for work. Obviously, we met in New York City. She's worked with Italian Vogue, Hollywood Reporter, Harper's Baazar. Am I saying that right? I see it everywhere. Maybelline, Christian Dior. She's worked with a lot of celebrities, but the two that I've clocked are Karlie Kloss and Gwyneth Paltrow. She is styled host on ESPN and MTV. Literally, the list goes on and on. Other shows that she's worked on: Red Table Talk, Good Morning America, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. You guys, I am so excited to introduce to you my guest, celebrity stylist, Sophie Rose.
Hi.
Hi, how the freak are you?
I am so amazing. Life is just great. I'm so blessed and just so grateful to be sitting here talking to you.
Sophie, seriously, like I love you so much, and also God bless you because life can be hard and life can be lifing. And when I asked you earlier, I'm like, how are you doing? You're like, amazing. Do you know how rare that is for people to say that and mean it?
I mean, this is the thing. It's like if you're breathing, if you're alive, if you have food on the table, like how could you not be amazing with the world that we live in today? It's like there's always somebody out there that's doing way worse than you. And it's just like, I'm so blessed and I'm never gonna take that for granted or.
I
So
completely
I'm always that's kind of just my vibe. I just.
I feel that. I felt that from you when I got to meet you. Which PS, if you guys are listening to this right now and you hear any fatigue in my voice, it is not anything having to do with this interview. I just got my butt kicked at the Britney Spears musical rehearsals and I'm tired. But I am so freaking excited and so happy and I'm so excited. Like you, Sophie, you work from a place of gratitude and joy. And I felt that from you from the second I walked in the
So
door.
happy.
How, I know California, because I'm from California as well. It's easier to be like sunshine and rainbows there, but still life can be lifing. How do you keep such a positive demeanor when who knows what else is going on in life?
Honestly, I'm so blessed to be living out my purpose and to be really just making the world beautiful one person at a time.
I mean,
I feel like I'm so I feel like it's funny because someone asked me this question the other day about like what your pros and cons with like picking a partner like in a relationship, and one of them was I really want to have somebody that loves what they do, because I feel like when you love what you do, that just sets the whole tone for your life. And I really just I live day to day and I love what I do, and I love meeting all these different beautiful souls and all these different people, and it's just I was the little girl that kind of needed guidance with my hair, and I feel like now I'm able to bring that to people, and it's a rewarding life, making people happy and giving women confidence, and it's I'm just grateful, I guess. I don't know.
no, that is absolutely a great like response. Who gave you guidance with your curls and when did that happen in your life?
Man, I didn't really have any guidance. in my life with my curls. My mom would take me and I have 3 sisters. She would take all of us to Supercuts, and
Oh
they
my
did,
goodness.
they did the one cut on me that they did on every single other person that walked in, and she was just like, that's all she could afford at the time. I mean, I had this crazy curly hair that, yeah, it's up now, but um it never looked right. They would always style my hair. I was always struggling. And my mom actually did kind of give me a little bit of guidance by buying me products, I would say. So she allowed me, she said, okay, Sophie, I know you need a little extra help because my mom had straight hair.
Oh,
My dad was the one that had the big hair. So my dad's just, he doesn't care because his hair is like an afro. He doesn't care. It's just big, and he doesn't do anything to it. So
yeah.
my mom was the one who would always take me shopping, and we would be at the grocery store, and I would be that young girl that I'm sure all of us have been there, that would just stare at the wall of products.
Yep.
That wall of products. And I would just stare at that wall of products, and I would say, okay, I know I need moisture. Oh, but I also have frizz. And then I also I need this shampoo, but then does this one work? And that's how I taught myself, was buying. My mom said, okay, you get shampoo, you get conditioner, and you get gel. So I was like, okay, I'll
Okay.
get gel.
Okay.
I'll get the moisturizing shampoo and conditioner. And then I would beg her, like, Mom, I think I really need this leave-in. I really need this leave-in. And then it was just like me teaching myself. It was me like trial and error. Like I started like as a young girl putting all the gel in my hair, thinking that that was what you're supposed to do. And then by 12 p.m. you're at school and it starts to crack and the frizz starts to come through. And you're like,
Oh.
I thought I did it right, but it's a constant learning struggle that you kind of deal with. Then I went to the salon. She was like, okay, let me take you to get like a nice salon. She took me to, I'm like, we're from Richmond, California. So she took me to what she thought at the time was a nice salon. It was in Berkeley. But the person who cut my hair shouldn't have been cutting my hair. She thinned out my hair because it was so thick and it was so full. And she thinned it out. And then now all of a sudden I have this layer of frizz that's like growing. So it was like, I literally learned from my trial and error, dealing with my mom who had straight hair, who didn't understand how to take care of my hair, till I got to an age where I was just like, okay, no, I got it from here. And that was my thing. And I just kind of like, I grew up self-teaching myself. I was the girl in school that once I learned how to do hair, like when I got into high school, honey, I knew I had an iron.
Yeah.
I would iron me and my friend's hair. And then once I started going to the salon,
And your
they came
friends.
out with flat irons.
Oh, wait. You use an actual iron.
Oh, I would take the brush. I would have my sister lay flat on the ground. I would split the hair. I would take a brush and I would brush the hair, and then I would iron it and then brush the hair.
Sophie, that's like from a movie, like actually ironing your hair with an iron.
I remember doing it to my friend and then trying to explain to her how to do it to me because I made her hair look so good. And I was like, hey, now do mine. But I'm sure my hair got burned off at so many points.
Yeah, and
But
how did you do the roots?
I just thought I was cute. We're just not even gonna go there. I didn't know what a blow. I thought I was doing something, and it was good until you really started to sweat. But, flat irons weren't even around back then. So then I started going to the salon, and then flat irons came out.
I don't know if I believe you because you're not like that much older than me.
Well, when you're in middle school and you have this big curly hair, and that's like what that's what, like, I was in middle school, literally. Okay. So I don't remember having a flat iron until I was probably in high school.
Okay.
And
okay.
3 girls, we had a lot of time on our hands, just.
Wait, and so you did your friend's hair?
I was like always, as a kid, I was always the last one to get ready. Me and my sisters, it's like I had 3 my-size Barbies to play with.
Are you the oldest?
I have 2 younger and 1 older.
Okay.
The older is 12 years older than me, and then my younger are right around my age. So I was always the one that was just like my middle sister, she didn't really have as curly hair as me and the youngest. So me and the youngest were kind of like the ones that were in charge in the hair world. Because we're like, no. Like we told our middle sister, like, no, you don't, like, it was different. But
right.
But I mean, I just explored with it and we played and we were just these girly girls that just had a lot of time on our hands, you know?
So wait, when did you know that you wanted to do it professionally? Because you did it on your friends and your sisters.
Yeah, honestly, okay, so I should have known back then that that was my vibe, but the thing is I went to school for nursing.
Oh,
And
oh,
yeah, so I went to
work.
school for nursing. I was working at a medical spa because I wanted to get a job. Like when you like where I'm from, it's like my mom couldn't really, she was just working so much just to afford our house that there was no extra money for things like a cell phone or these
Yeah.
baby fat jeans or
Come
just
on, baby fat.
things that you wanted as a young girl that you couldn't get if you
Yeah.
right. So, you know, I got a job and I was working at a medical spa and I was I was a treatment consultant while I was going to nursing school. So I was kind of like in the beauty aesthetics world with like it like tied into like makeup and like beauty and like that feel good energy. But then being in school, it's like, no, you're like dealing with blood, you're dealing with sick people, you're dealing with all the stuff. So I was the one that was in the program that was like braiding my patient's hair because I just
Oh,
wanted it to feel good.
literally all of the cues, all the clues, all the gems, they're all around you. Keep going.
Yeah, so that's kind of how I realized. And then the company that I was working for, they actually wanted to invest in me. They were like, okay, we love what you're doing for the company. Mind you, I'm like 17 or 18 years old at this point. And they're like, we love what you're doing for the company. We want to invest in you. And we're going to send you to get your esthetician license because that way you can have more credibility when speaking to these people. Mind you, I started there when I was probably like 15 or 16. I got a worker's permit, you know,
Wow.
because I was just like, I need a car, I need things. My mom couldn't give them to me, my parents couldn't give them to me, and I was just like, no, I need to take control of this.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
so I kind of did that, and by the time I was 18, I was like, okay, like I thought I was doing something. I was like, I'm over here making money, like I can buy this. You know, it was just, I was like one of the only people in my school that had a car that I paid for myself, which doesn't
Wow.
really happen, you know?
Right. Right.
Yeah. And then I don't know, I guess the company that I was working for, they allowed me to be on salary and to still run the business that I was working for while going to beauty school, while going to college. So let me rewind that because that sounds crazy. So
Yes, it does.
basically, I would be in school from Tuesdays and Thursdays. Um, and I would just have all these different classes. I went to San Francisco State University. I had all these different classes. I had my own apartment. I was working at Stonestown Galleria at
What
this
age is this now?
18. Girl, I'm 18 years old.
Holy
I just got out of high school. I'm like,
crap.
okay, I'm gonna go to do what you're supposed to do and go to college and you know, I guess that's what you're supposed to do. It's like that's how you're successful, right? So, not to say
Wow.
that that's not a successful thing to do,
Right,
but
but it's just
where I'm
like,
from, if you didn't do that, what are you doing with your life? Like, you can't just go to hair school.
right,
Like,
where I'm from too.
but right. So the thing is I was like, okay, well, I want to take care of people. And I was in this world of this medical aesthetics. And I was like doing treatment consulting. So I was talking to people about, you know, like moms would come in with their kids and their kids would have all this acne. And I would set them up with laser treatments to get rid of, to help clear their skin. We had a company called Jane Iredale, which was the first kind of like natural makeup in its time, like side by side with like Bare Essentials and all of that. And that
Yeah.
whole energy was just like, I just loved making people feel good and just like helping people, whether I'm giving you a lotion for your face that's gonna, you know, solve some of your problems or, but while it's like people are always like, oh my God, your hair's so cute, your hair's so cute. You know, within all of that world, I was always doing my hair and it was always like a big thing because it's like you have this big curly hair. So it's like, you can't just not do it. So it was like that was like I was already committed because you know
Mm. I mean,
I
I
had
do get that, but I'm still like, still trying to find my way. So I'm like, oh my
it's
gosh.
okay. I'm still trying to find my way too. There's no you're what people don't understand when you have curly hair, there's never no right or wrong or end game to anything because A, our hair changes. B, it never looks the same from today to tomorrow to the next week to a
Right?
year from now.
Right.
And as we get older, our hormones change. I'm sure a lot of other women, they have different textures even on their head. So it's like there's never going to be like a I got this. And I have been doing hair for 10 years now and I'm still learning every single day.
Right. And you really educated me when I was in your chair. I still want to know like how you went from doing your friend's hair in school or in school and in nursing school to becoming a celebrity hairstylist. So I want to make sure, don't let me forget to circle back to that. But also when I was in your chair, you had so much confidence working with my texture. My texture is not your texture. My curls are way tighter than yours. Where did that confidence come from? When did you learn about other textures other than like white girls?
So basically I'm from Richmond. So I went to school at Adams Middle School and I remember sitting there and my girls, they were all teaching me how to braid. I was like the only one that looked like myself at the school that wasn't Black, Asian, like Mexican. It was like, I looked different. I was like, they were looking at me like, what are you? Like, okay, but you're cool. Like you can hang. So we're sitting there, we're all braiding hair. And, it's like, I remember that's what we did for fun. Like we would just do each other's hair. So, and it was all the different textures. It was my texture. It was finer than mine. It was way thicker. It was way kinky. It was all the whole spectrum. And we would learn how to put extensions. Like I remember we figured out how to do the braid in the circle.
Yes.
And my girl would sit there and we would sew on
weave.
Exactly. And it was just like funny because we were like in high school and I remember me and my girl, I think her name was Desiree. Me and my girl Desiree were like, we're gonna open our own salon one day, Sophie, like you and me, like. And I lost touch with her, but it was just fun for us. We just had fun.
Oh my God.
It was an escape from this kind of world that we were like in that it was like there was a lot going on around us that we really shouldn't have been experiencing at a young age around drugs, gang violence, like people that that are in your class one day to tomorrow being dead. And it's just like, how do we like wrap our finger around
hair wasn't
this world? And we were just like fun. It was fun for us. It was just like, it made us feel good. So it's like that to me was really fun. And then also like helping people like, like, oh my God, this gel worked so good for me. Like I remember like when I was in middle school, I won best hair because I would always do different things. Like I had the swoop. We used to do the baby hairs. I had the knockers. I mean,
oh my gosh.
Come
on, baby hairs. You did the baby hairs?
I wish I had a picture because I should have that on hand.
You did baby hairs?
Girl. I would sit there and I remember my girl Carolina, she used to always braid our hair and we would this is how I learned how to do baby hairs. We would just put your finger and then you would brush around it and then go down and put the finger and then brush around it. And then that's how I learned.
With the gel? Do you still use the gel?
Oh, yeah. I used to use Pro Style gel back in the day.
Okay.
Because I found that worked the best for my hair.
Okay.
Even though it's just, I loved it. It was great for me. So
I love that. I can only picture you. I'm trying to picture you doing your baby hairs. And if I'm hearing you right, it sounds like you started on textured hair. You started on Black people?
Yeah, I started on Black people. I stared on, and like.
That's why you had so much confidence.
Yeah. And like, well, because it's like, this is my circle. This is who, like, we all grew up together. So but it wasn't just, it's like, when I look at hair, I don't look at hair as like, I don't put a texture to a race in a sense. Because as from doing hair, I've had Indian women that have way thicker textured hair than some Black women that I know. So it's like when people even though sometimes people will sit in my chair and they'll say like, I've had like Asian women say, do you know how to do Asian hair? And I have to sometimes correct them and say, oh, like straight hair Or like, what do you mean by that? Because there's so many different textures out there that sometimes it does get bundled up into like, okay, but this is black hair and you look like this, so you can't do it,
Right.
and it's just like
That's not true.
being that, but there are a lot of people that don't have the education.
Oh,
And
Sophie, I know.
and that don't know how to do it. And I feel like that has been my whole goal with
Right.
being in these rooms and having these clients, is to like allow people to trust me, like allow people to understand that, like not everybody doesn't know how to, but you should still always feel confident and comfortable with who's touching your hair. And I think a lot of people sit down and they're like, well, you don't look like me, so you don't know how to do my hair. And I've experienced that a lot. And I feel like it is very hard because I'm Sicilian. So it's like where I'm from, it's the island in between Africa and Italy. So our hair, it's very mixed textured, So, I kind of grew up with this hair that I didn't know what to do with. And then it's like, oh, but these are my girls and they get it. Like they're like, we can relate to each other in a sense of like, okay, like, you're not alone because I struggle with the same things that you do, but I do look different. So it's hard because it's like one of those things where it's like, I feel like it's a very touchy subject, it's very, very touchy, but I feel like it's only touchy if you're not putting in the work to educate yourself on how to take care of people's hair. Like I've worked with stylists that say they know how to do curly hair and
Then they
don't know
don't.
how to do curly hair.
See, that's not okay. That's not cool. I will say, like listening to you, I can hear how like frustrated you've probably been in the past being misunderstood, and getting to like meet you and to sit in your chair. You just gave me such confidence that I could relax the entire process. And not only did you know what to do, but you also taught me and educated me along the way. And it was so cool to like try the things. Like I've been trying to figure out finger curls so long, Sophie. And I try the ones that you gave me, they lasted a while. And I was able to like do it.
Yeah.
Yes. And it feels good. I'm like, oh, and I still have to remember, like, okay, I can like put that into my bag of tricks, like into the database. Like, what
Yeah.
other things could I do with my hair? I know of twist outs, wash and go. Now I'm adding little finger curls. I'm actually going to try some of that baby hair action that you
There you
mentioned.
go.
What is there anything else that you're like, oh, have you tried this? Or
Well, we love a protective style always. And
right.
I feel like that it's like, that saves us, right? So it's like, it really just depends on, do you have time in the morning? Can you make time for your hair yourself? Or do you
Whew.
want to go out and get it done? Because there's a lot of people and it's like I don't want to seem like I'm frustrated with people not trusting me because I know how it's way more frustrating to not be understood and to have someone not know what to do with it.
That
That's way
sucks.
more frustrating, and that's where my frustration comes from, is with there not being enough education in people that do know how to do hair to actually make an effort to actually try to learn. And I do
Yeah.
have a little bit of a different upbringing, so I am fortunate to have had a lot of one-on-one experiences with overly textured hair, and I have curly hair too, so it's always kind of been a passion of mine to figure it out as much as I can.
Yeah.
But I'm still learning every day. And I'm still learning by my clients. I'm still learning by so many different people. And I think what it comes down to is it's like learning what your client's lifestyle is.
Yeah.
So if I have a busy girl who works 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, she's not going to want to spend 2 hours doing her hair Monday morning when she has to go and be at work for 8 hours. That's just not ideal. So it's
Right.
like, how do you maintain that? If you're going to do it the Sunday night before, what are the different steps that you can take to prolong it so that it looks good? And how do you make that last for 3 or 4 days so that, it can work and it can look amazing for that 3 or 4 days,
Do you have a short answer for that? Because I'm literally there right now. I'm in rehearsals from 10 to 6, and I'm exhausted because I get up 2 hours before to prepare for work, and then I'm doing the work after work. I don't really have a lot of time right now. And so, like you see, I have a head wrap on because I'm like, I don't, I literally don't have time. So, what would you say to that girl? Me, literally.
Well, I think that I would say to that girl is give yourself grace. Give yourself time to play. Your head wrap looks beautiful. You look beautiful. You don't have to feel like if your hair's not done, that you're not like, like your natural texture is beautiful. And it's like no matter what state that it's in, it's gorgeous. And like we need to get out of this world where people are like, "Oh, well your hair doesn't look done to me and what I think looks done." Like, "Oh, but that's because you think a straight blowout is done." Like,
Oh,
why can't my
right,
hair be big and curly and have all this life to it? Why can't that be accepted? And
right.
that's like people ask
How
me
are
all
we
the
going
time.
to how are we going to change that narrative? A little girl, a little black girl said to me last week, maybe less than a week ago, she said, "Why didn't you do your hair today?" And my hair was just, it wasn't like bad. It was in a poof. It was in a poof, like a pineapple.
Which
And
is so cute.
thank you. I think so too. That's why I wore it. And listening to her, I'm like, she didn't come up with that on her own. And
No,
I said that's something that my parents would say because that is like old school. Like your
it's
hair needs to
society.
be straight.
It's the workplace. I mean, you'll see that slowly, like different states are like, okay, no, you cannot discriminate against anybody for how they wear their hair, no matter what they look like. Like, if they want to come with their hair in braids, if they want to come with their hair curly, like people would say to me, like when I would have, because I didn't know how to do it, they would be like, "What's going on? Like, you should put that up. Like, you should like put it in a ponytail or something. Like, it's like really like there's a lot going on there." And it was one of those things that it was just like I fell into it. I was just like, I kind of became self conscious of like, oh my God, it's not done. Like, I need to like throw it up and or I need to put, a wrap on it or whatever, and it's just like, it's not even, it's just society and it's just kind of like what people are used to. And it's just, but beauty evolves. And that's what's so nice about beauty is that it evolves. And I think that we're kind of getting into this space where more and more I work on currently on a show called NBA Today. And I work with, um, one of my talent on the show has super curly hair. And she tells me all the time, she's like, "Sophie, I get so many dads DMing me saying how their daughters want to wear their hair like mine." And it has now become her thing to wear her curls out, and that is her look. It's wearing her
Yes.
curls. And
Yes.
she's like she will never straighten her hair because she wants to be that for people out there. And I'm so
Wow.
grateful that I get to be there to do her hair
That's so
and do
cool.
those stories because it's like it's easy to straighten somebody's hair for like an hour and then they go outside and then it gets all frizzy and crazy and it's just like
Right.
don't fight it. Do not fight the hair. The hair's gonna win. You might as
Right.
well just rock with it. You and
Right.
your hair are a team. You know what I'm
God
saying? Like
gave you that hair.
the winning team, by the way. So
Let's go. So wait, yeah,
yeah.
how did you go for, like, congratulations on the show that you're working on, and there's probably so many others that you're working on maybe at the same time, who knows, but like how did you go from straightening your hair with an iron to working in celebrity circles?
So yeah. So basically
Like,
I know it's really random actually. So I basically started so I was working for that laser skincare. They wanted to invest in me. The laser skincare company ended up going bankrupt, but they had already paid for my school. So I
great.
was in there. So I was like, I'm having fun here. Like, do I want to go like work around blood and deal with all of that? Like, no. It kind of showed me like I don't want to be around an unhealthy, not to say that there's anything wrong with like being a nurse, but I wanted to uplift people. I wanted to make people feel good. So that's how I got out of nursing
Mm.
and into more so beauty. And I remember my dad was so supportive. No one else supported me really when I said I want to do hair. And my dad was like, I'll support you. Like, I think you should do that. Like, I support you. Like, you want to take a loan out, you want to do this advanced education, like I'll support it,
I
And
love dads.
and he supported it and he treated it like it was such an accomplishment for me because honestly where we grew up it's like that is an accomplishment. Like I wasn't working at like McDonald's, there's nothing wrong with working at McDonald's, but I wanted more for myself even as a young girl. even as a young girl that was just like, oh, like I thought it was cool to work at like Forever 21. Like, cause that's what I saw the girls that worked at the Mac counter, honey.
I mean, right? You also like to
Driving a
shop
bag.
there back, you know?
Makeup, she's making that money, like working at Mac. Like, wait a second, hold it. And I was just like, really? I was money motivated. I loved what I did.
Work.
So I got behind the chair and I just loved working with people. I just loved cutting hair. I loved educating. I started working with I was the Bumble and Bumble network educator
That's
for
cool.
my salon. So I would go to New York City and I would come back and I would teach and educate and just teach classes of things that I learned. And I was so passionate about it that I think it became just like really fun for me. And I kind of became the big fish in the little pond in San Francisco. And I kind of was the busiest stylist in my salon. I kind of did all the things that you can do within the Bay Area because there's not really any celebrity. There's not really any of that. You know, it's like, I remember like I was styling somebody's wife that was like famous. And I was like, oh my God, this person's wife. But it was like nobody. Like, it was just like, I don't know, like maybe like a governor or something. I don't know. Like, Facebook's the owner of Facebook's like, I don't know. It was just like, you're in the tech world. So
I mean, that's kind of cool.
no,
But
no, no.
still,
It's so cool, but that's not the celebrity. That's not putting me in TV, right? So I decided like I wanted to take my career to the next step and move to LA, and I did it, and it was hard at first, but I'm grateful that I did because I spent a lot of time behind the chair educating myself, working with people one on one, helping them, and I came to LA and I could just talk the talk and walk the walk, which I think if you're not walking the walk out here, you
yeah,
will get run over.
yeah, yeah. Uh,
So
I I love all, like, honestly, that is so. I I'm so proud of you for wait. What was your first break?
so when I got to LA, I think my pinch me moment, what was my like pinch me moment?
Yeah.
My pinch me moment was like I was doing Paris Hilton. I was doing
What?
Gwyneth Paltrow. I was working for this app, and I kind of came into the app having a little bit more education than most of the people that were working in the app. Like I already had experience with educating a team. I already had experience with working with high level environments, So once I started working with this app, they were like, okay, you're going to do all of our VIPs because you're amazing at what you do. And I kind of came to LA in a
Wow.
sense where I needed to rebuild my portfolio. I was like, I want to be agency represented. I want to get into the union. I want to do all these things. And when you talk to people out here, they give you this advice and they're like, okay, well, yeah, like I remember reaching out to my agent when I first got here because he was a friend of another friend of mine, and he was just like, "Well, circle back once you get a website and once you get this portfolio." And I didn't know what any of that was. I was behind the
Right.
chair doing
Right.
hair for women in the marina in San Francisco. There was no time for photos. I didn't even know what Instagram was. I was like, "Okay, I got to get a portfolio." So then I hit the ground running. I was doing photo shoots. I was trading my time. I would actually work in San Francisco behind the chair for 3 to 4 days at a time. And I would book myself. I would be working 12-hour days and I'd just make a lot of money because I had that clientele already. So I would
Wow.
go there, I would do that. And then I would come back to LA and I would really be able to kind of do whatever I wanted because I was financially stable.
Nice.
So
Good.
coming to LA, a lot of people aren't financially stable. So I kind of had that little safety blanket.
Yeah.
And I remember telling my clients, like, I'm always gonna come back. Like, don't worry. Like, the only way that I won't come back is if I'm doing Beyonce's hair or something like that. And I'm not doing Beyonce's hair
I'm
anymore.
like, oh, uh,
But some of my peers are. And that's like the world that I'm in where it's like that level of work is achievable to anybody. And if you kind of
wow,
stick to your
Sophie.
craft, then you can get whatever it is that you want. And I just loved what I did so much. And I started like working with different models of all different hair textures, creating, and it's like, I'm like, okay, I got the curly stuff down, like now I want to do a crazy updo that looks like this. Now I want to do this kind of like picking like the different things. And then I started getting campaigns with like brands like BB, brands like I started working with like Dior. I started working with like different things through this company. They were like, okay, we need a photo shoot, someone to do a photo shoot for this, someone to do a photo shoot for that. And they would call me and then people would continue to request me. And they
Nice.
would, yeah. So that was really amazing to me to actually, not only have the repeat clientele back home, but then I started kind of growing in my own little circle. And then, you just start to meet people and
It's a relationship business.
yeah, it's a
And
relationship.
you are so good with that. It's like, and I still remember like how you made me feel. Like that is one of the lasting
Oh, I'm so
impressions.
glad.
Yes, my hair looked great when I left, which is hello. I feel like that is really important, but also how I felt the entire time. That I was like upset when I realized you're California based. I'm like, wait, but
Come and see me anytime.
like, don't leave. Okay, wait, I need to ask you about Zotos, and I see that you have it in the background. Do you
Oh
work
my
with them a
gosh.
lot? I love
Sorry, what?
Do you work with them a lot?
I do, yeah. So I'm actually a brand ambassador with them.
I love them.
Yeah, no, I love them. I mean, and like I'm really careful with who I choose to work with because one thing about me is I'm not a salesperson. If you sit in my chair, I'm not going to just sell you something to make commission. I actually want to try the product. I actually want to know that it's going to do what it is that you need because I am a product junkie. I have so much product that I don't even use.
Yeah.
I'm sure you see a little bit of it back here.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, it's like it's a lot. So, when I had a friend reach out to me and say, "Hey, what do you think about this brand?" and she happened to be working with them, and I was like, "Send me their stuff. Like, I want to check it out." And I fell in love with it. It's clean. It's affordable. I like to say that this brand is actually an amazing learning brand. So not only is it amazing for my celebrity clients that I'll style on TV, but it's amazing for the moms that want to learn how to do their daughter's hair. It's amazing for that young girl that would stare at the wall and not know what to use. It's affordable.
Yeah.
You can get it on Amazon, which means that it can be at your house the next day. They have masks. All the products are
You're
truly
right.
exceptional. Yeah.
It really is a
Really.
great product, and I am not paid by Zotos or sponsored by them, nor am I a brand ambassador. But
Right.
I have used their products before a few times, and I have a whole bag now, and my hair really loves it. And I'm
It's so
surprised that
nice.
I can get it over the counter and it's clean. I didn't realize how clean.
Clean, it's like the biggest thing. I mean, I know that there's been being in the curly community, you hear every now and then a brand comes along and they're like, it goes viral. And then you're like, I need it. I need it. But then maybe like 2 or 3 years, they're like, this is making my hair fall out. And then it's like, we're not using that. And then
Mhm.
it's just like, well, what's the reason for this? Why are you like some influencer will put up a video and say that this did this or this did that. And really it's just like I think using clean products is the way of the future. And that's why I actually am so passionate about Zotos is they have under the Zotos umbrella, they actually have so many different brands. I actually only work with All About Curls. But
Oh,
I have used their other brands and they're amazing as well. But I am more so on the All About Curls side and I recommend it to so many people. Like
I love it.
it's
I
just
love
it
it.
works. Like
And
I
that's what
brought
you
it
used
on
on
set.
me.
Yeah. Did I do bouncy cream, right?
I think Bouncy Cream and also the leave-in conditioner.
The Lux, yeah. That's
See, that's something that I've been missing out of my routine is leave-in.
moisture. Moisture. That's
Yes.
how frizz comes. If you're not moisturizing the hair, then you're gonna have the dryness. The dryness essentially is frizz, but the frizz also comes from not properly styling the hair when it's wet, when it's in its natural state. So when the hair is actually wet and it's curly and it's healthy and you can re-wet it and you can live, the hair will do whatever you tell it to do. But what happens when it dries?
Right. Right.
So you have to make sure that you're using the products and you're allowing these products to be your tool. So education and educating people. And I meet so many, I do a lot of curly girls. A lot of curly girls you see on TV that have the curl, and it's like, oh my God, I probably have cut their hair once or a time before. And it's like, I sit with these women and they tell me their experiences about being on set and being in the trailer and people not knowing how to do their hair. And like, I remember one of my clients the other day, I don't work on her TV show because working on a TV show, you have to be really, really committed and you have to be there Monday through Friday. I'm actually also doing a movie right now,
That's so
with,
cool.
yeah, with one of my clients. And oh man, those 17, 18-hour days are
Oh
no.
my gosh.
So it's hard, and it's like it's also really hard to get into the union, and once you're in the union, you don't necessarily have to re-educate yourself. Although there are people that do, but there are people that don't. And you could be this beautiful actress that gets brought on this show and you don't really have a say on who's doing your hair,
Oof.
unfortunately. And that's like one of my biggest challenges is I want to be that support for all of those people. I am in the union. So I do have the opportunity to be in those spaces, but it is a commitment. So I was doing my girl's hair the other day and she's just like, I sit in their chair and she just curls my whole head with like a teeny tiny curling iron. I had to really break down to her how it might look good for a day. It might look good for that shoot, but it's so bad for your hair. And
Right.
that's also, it's ruining your curls.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
I just had to sit there and educate her on like, she's like, yeah, like my bangs, like, because these don't really curl. And I literally sat there and I sprayed each piece with water and I grabbed product and I literally showed her how to twist out her curls. And
Wow.
now she does it. And her stylist that she has in the trailer does it for her now.
Good. That's awesome. And
So it's
that's like
like,
a game changer. Like before I knew, I remember somebody did that on me once and n- using heat didn't bother me at that time in my life. I was like, oh my goodness, my curls look great. And I would do it every day. So damaging. Instead of just using my curls, I'm like, oh no, it's like not a great habit to get into.
and unfortunately, it's like sometimes there's not a lot of time on set. Sometimes the model will come. Like I've been on shoots. Like I was just working for a really really huge brand, and they brought this beautiful model in. And when you wash your hair at home, if it's not properly, if you don't put the proper products in it, if you don't do what you really need to do to actually create that beautiful curly set, you kind of have to start from scratch. And that means you got to re-wet the hair. You got to put the proper product in there. You have to make sure that each strand is as gorgeous as this photo that you're showing, because I'm not going to just curl her whole head.
Right.
It's just against, I don't believe in it. Now, maybe I'll blow, I'll do the curls, I'll diffuse it and we'll do all the things. And maybe, hold on one second. I'm so sorry. My throat's getting dry.
Go ahead.
Start where I left. So, there's this one time where like I was on set and my model, she had bleached out her hair. So no matter what I'm doing, I'm sitting there and I'm diffusing it and I'm doing all the right things. And her ends are so straight, they're just not doing it. And it's from damage. It's from not having the right haircut. It's from just not taking care of your hair and letting people do things without educating you on what's going to happen to your curl. So
That. Oh,
when people sit in my chair, I may have people that have this beautiful, like my cousin told me the other day, she's like, I want to put some highlights in my hair. I said, you do that, those curls, honey, you're gonna see those highlights coming down while your hair's going like this. You're
mm.
gonna see those light pieces all the way at the end straight. And I told her I didn't want to do it. I was like, I don't want to do that to your hair. And I didn't do it.
Whoa.
I didn't
And
do it.
you didn't do it.
No, absolutely not. She would have hated it.
Good for you.
Yeah, like there's things like people will ask me to do things and I'm like, well, that's one thing that I actually pride myself on is I'm not going to curl. I'm not going to bleach out your hair. I'm not going to do something that's going to make you say, Sophie did your hair and look at how it looks now.
Oh,
And I'm so grateful that no one has ever had that kind of an experience with me because no.
I know. I had such a great experience with you. And even
I'm,
now, I'm so grateful for you setting aside the time. I'm so glad we could make this happen.
no.
And I literally could talk to you 4 hours. If tonight wasn't a wash night, I would continue.
Right.
I know. I'm like, and I can't wait to use my Zotos products. I think I'm going to use
Have you
that.
used anything yet? Have you used,
What? Yes.
you're like a model, like a hair model now, pretty
Oh,
much.
I have used so much of the Zotos. I'm like, yeah, I don't know like all the fancy names for all of the things, but I love the leave-in. And I use the bouncy cream. I like the cream the most. I think I have a gel as well, but I like the
Yeah.
cream.
Well,
And
any questions that you have, you gotta just
I
text
literally,
me
I might, if that's okay. And I might
anytime.
do some finger curls because I need to look
Yeah,
good for tomorrow.
yeah.
How can people find you?
So my Instagram is beautyx Sophie Rose, Beauty X Sophie Rose, spelled SophieRose.
Your dream.
And any girls that are watching this now, I want to open up my DMs to you. If you ever have any questions, if you're like, I don't know what to use on my hair, please, like they say, slide in my DMs. Like, come on, come on. You can sit with us over here. It's like there's room for us all. Like, let's all be great together. And
Sophie.
anyone that has any questions, we were talking about Zotos before. There's something for everybody. And if you're learning, whether you're learning how to do your hair or you just don't really, you're not completely educated and you haven't had the opportunity to learn for yourself and you're kind of like always sitting in someone's chair and you're always leaving unhappy, like I'm here for you. And you're not alone. So
Sophie, I truly believe you when you have such an open door. I'm like, how do you have time for this? You literally are doing so many things. You're on so many sets. You've got so many clients all up and down California and probably the world, honestly. And you still make time for us little people.
you stop. You are you're not, I don't want to say huge, but you are like your aura, like, first of all, you're amazing. When you sat in my chair, your energy, your light, you were so open to learning. And I could tell that you really did appreciate it because, I'm sure you've gone through many experiences where you felt so unsatisfied and so unhappy. And that's why it was so amazing for Zotos to do that because how many times have you gone somewhere and they've given you all these products, but you don't know what to do with them?
Yeah.
So now you just have this bag of products that's just gonna go underneath your
Yeah.
sink, right?
Yeah.
So
How
that's why
many products do I have like that right now?
yeah. So that's why we wanted to do something that was a little bit more special for people, where not only are we going to give you the products, but we're going to have a one-on-one session with each of our attendees to this event. And I want to know about your routine. I want to know what you like about your hair. I want to know what you hate about your hair. And I want to know how to make you love it all. And I want to make you be comfortable. And I think that's really important, especially with hair care, is education. Like you cannot just expect to go and grab this product and not understand how to use it. So
Yeah.
I'm grateful that All About
Yeah.
Cool gave me the opportunity to be that educator for a lot of people, more than just you. Like it's been really amazing.
You're such a dream. You guys go and follow her on Instagram right now. Follow the journey and slip into her DMs because
Yeah.
she's
Slip into my DMs.
the
Any
bomb.
questions that you have, send me your selfies. I can recommend any products. The brand we're talking about, it's very affordable. You can get it literally. I can give you a product recommendation and it'll be at your doorstep literally the next day. So let's get these curls popping together.
Thank you so much, Sophie. You're the bomb. Thank you so, so much.
You are so welcome. Thank you for having me.
Oh.